Broadcast. Bang! Want to welcome everyone to Global Markets Radio Daily Recap. I'm your host, Andrew Spanton. Tuesday, November the 8th, 4 p.m. Eastern. What a day. What a day. What a gorgeous day in New York. Simply marvelous. But once again, feels like summer trading here. We're just range bound. No breakouts. No nothing. No soup for us. But you know what? I think something's coming. I think the stock market broke out a little bit today. I think that Hooker Boy Brosconi, I love it, stepping down is a good thing. I think that the European situation, I don't know. I don't think there's going to be any such really disaster news. You know, they got till December 15th, I'm pretty sure, in the Greek vote and to get their payment. And I think, there was some commentary today, and I think it really is true. The only way around this, the only way to solve this problem, they're in debt 5 trillion euros. And that's not taking into consideration Germany or France. The pigs. And more of them. More than just the pigs, but it's like 5 trillion. The only way they're going to solve this problem is to turn on the printing press. And then you have gold going to 3,000. And it would solve the problem. But Europe is in denial because they feel that if they do this, they will have rampant inflation. The German economy would completely overheat because all of a sudden you have all this demand now coming from the pigs on top of China for German exports. But the euro will go up so much that you might have, a dampening effect on German exports. But I don't think so. I don't know. I'll tell you, it's not good. But I don't think there's any really horrible disaster default news that's going to come out this week. So, stock market looks like it might have the green light. Maybe. Now, the wild card. Obviously, we had the Swiss franc did not perform. That was pretty much a wrong call. There was no follow-through last night. We pretty much, I got to tell you, the SMB, I thought was kind of like not great. We'll get into that a little bit later. Not great as far as, they put on a lot of risk. So that means they're having to hold this Swiss franc down. And that means every day they're, selling more Swiss franc, putting more risk on. So for them to move Euro Swiss from a range of 125 to 130, that would create even more risk. So I don't think, I got to tell you, I think it was a fake out breakout yesterday. I think it represents great opportunities. But we're looking at the dollar index, and again, the numbers that came out last night weren't so horrible. Industrial production out of London, weaker, revision higher. Housing starts in Canada, a little better. GDP estimate for London in line, 0.5. Manufacturing production in London was 0.2. I did think the Australian trade balance was light. Less trade with China. German trade balance exploding, 15.3 billion. Exports. But again, the only reason why, in my opinion, we had this rally, a sell-off in the dollar index, was because of Berlusconi, and it wasn't much. And again, I wrote a nice little something on my Facebook page, Andrew Spanton on Facebook, and it really is, this Iranian situation is getting out of control. If someone says they're going to use something, are you not supposed to believe them? And I'm going into a little bit of a rant here, but I got to tell you, it's not because I'm Jewish. It's not because I favor Israel. It's because Iran said they're going to use it. They're going to wipe Israel off the face of the earth. Now, if that happens, if they used it, wouldn't you think then Russia and China are basically have blood in their hands? Wouldn't that then have massive repercussions for the globe? And I think, we're gonna get a couple of weeks here where Israel's this IEAE report's going to be coming out. And you're going to have a couple weeks where let's see if Obama does any sanctions. He's not doing the Central Bank of Iran deal, cutting them off. What is he going to do? Nothing. He's got his own agenda, in my opinion, when it comes to that. Allowing Iran to have a nuclear weapon. Pulling out of Iraq. Aren't we just handing everything to Iran on a freaking silver platter? Isn't this like going on in front of our faces and no one's doing a thing about it? No one's talking about this. We're pulling out of Iraq. Iran's already in southern Iraq, killing U.S. troops. They have. With these IEDs. And now we're just going to allow Iran to have a nuclear weapon? Are we out of our freaking mind? Who's running the White House? Hopefully Israel will take care of it. But I got to tell you, the comments that Obama and Sarkozy with the Israel comment, and this, and that assassination for the Saudi ambassador, that was just like testing the waters. Oh, let's see if we put this out, if everyone gets pissed off enough, but we can attack Iran. I mean, that was the biggest bogus story ever. It was released. It was old news. Anyone in the intelligence community in the know knew about this. And it was a patsy they used. All right, so anyway, enough of that little rant. It's just really, I'm telling you, we got a little breather here, and the market's going to rally. But November 23rd, big date on the calendar, right? That's the debt committee. If they kick the can down the road, U.S. debt gets downgraded. And then you got the December 15th Greek vote, debt payment, borrowing. That's coming. And then, of course, Israel's going to wait 2 weeks, see if the sanctions work, but weeks, not months. And then you could be talking an Israeli strike. So there's a trifecta of things that are out there that look pretty scary. But for now, and remember, I'm a bear. I'm just waiting. But for now, it looks like we do have some good things, I think, happening on the horizon. Tonight, we get Chinese data, big numbers, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. That's inflation, CPI, supposed to be up 5.4%. And again, we'll look at this dollar index. I mean, look at this. Nowhere. 1, 2, 3, 4 days. Just about. Nada. More. 100-cent range? It's a joke. We're going somewhere, people. Remember yesterday's thing, 76.50. We're going to look at that daily. That's a big spot. We're closing terrible. So I would think we get follow through. Risk on, baby. But Chinese inflation data, I think it's going to come in a little light. We do get also industrial production, 13.3% is the estimate. Home loans out of Australia, also 730. Supposed to be increased by 1.7%. I think China might cut rates tonight. I think you get a weak IP number, industrial production. I think they're probably even planning it now. They know the number. And you get a weak CPI number, and that gives them the green light to raise rates. You get that? Lower rates, you get that? S&P's to the moon. Aussie, risk on. Kiwi, risk on, baby. Abso-freaking-lutely. And we really have no real numbers coming out of Europe. Trade balance out of London. It'll move the pound, euro sterling. And I'll tell you, with all that good news out of Europe, you would have thought euro sterling exploded. It did. You thought Euro Canada would have exploded. It didn't. We had finally risk on, baby. And that's Canada, New Zealand, Australia. The three horsemen. Three musketeers. So let's get to the charts. I know. I wasted a lot of your time. It was a rant. Par 60, easy on dollar Canada. But we look at this dollar index. Remember, watch this is the hourly chart. We look at the daily. And remember, people, try my product. I have a premium service. And we've been getting a little chopped up. A little bit. Not doing so bad. Today was good. Again, the research I send out costs more than my service. Email me, info@globalfxllc.com. Dollar index, daily chart. Keeps banging up and he can't do it. Banging up and can't do it. And now we're making a new 4-day close. Yeehaw! I know it's not much, but still. it's significant. We could easily be rolling over. And if we do break significantly through 76.50, we certainly should get down to one of the fibs after we break through 76. Easy. Obviously, golden retracement, always the biggest and best one. Euro, nice closing. Yeah, it's closing at the highs. Didn't make new highs, but is closing relatively well. A new 5-day high. And the other one that I think will fib. So I think we go right to 39.30, even 140. He's stepping down. He's not going to rape 14-year-olds anymore. Berlusconi. It's a good thing. And some of the people they're talking about, they're going to replace, they were talking about some real big businessmen. I think the ex-Honeywell CEO or something that might become in Greece. So, you get some business leaders in there. They're willing to work for government to help turn things around. Wow. Now, this I didn't like. This is not good. This Euro Swiss, to me, I think it failed. Obviously, you put your stop right here, about 24.80. You lose 100 pips, but I think we could head back down in the range. Remember, I still think we're in the range. Oh, baby. Right? And then we could come right back down. Listen, SocGen report that they're going to raise the bar from 125 to 130. Obviously, not happening. And again, based upon the comments today, they're taking on a lot of risk just to do what they've done. Look at where they've rallied this thing. 2,500 pips. Holy gamoly. So if this thing fails, I think it rolls right back down. Euro sterling. Yeah, it's up, but certainly nothing major. You would have thought if it was such good news that we would have seen much more of a big move in euro sterling. I still think it breaks. I still think it's short. That should mean a cable long, not necessarily a euro dollar short. Listen, a lot of people are short the euro. A lot of people are short it for fundamental reasons. The technicals still look good. There's no imminent day breakdown. It doesn't look that way from a technical perspective. And people are pounding the table saying the euro's got to go to 125, 122, 128, whatever. It's not going down. If it doesn't go down on this news, the only thing that's going to make it really go down, right, is printing money, printing euros, or a default. We're not close to that yet. We're not close to a default happening. The books are open enough where it's not going to happen. That would crash the euro, right? A default. This euro Canada, I really thought was going to come in more. So again, looking at this euro Canada, I don't know. Really not. It's nowhere. No direction. I do think now this. They say again, this is where macro. This is a dead short. Macro. You want to be long the European economy against the Canadian economy that has every metal in the sun? Are you nuts? So macro standpoint, this thing is a dead short. Technical perspective. I don't know. Right. Wait for 142. Because it's really not, it's not showing us anything yet. Yet. So, this thing to me, from a macro standpoint, is a dead short. Dollar yen, as we said to you yesterday, it's a piece of crap. I'm telling you, hopefully you shorted it. Went right down to our target almost. Rolling over. It's done. Let the idiots keep hoping and praying they're going to do intervention. Stick to the technicals. Put your stops in, Make sure you have your stops. 78.20, 78.10. Hopefully your broker fills them. But we broke. That's it. Over. It's an SOS. Sell on strength. It's toast. Dados. Bank of Japan. I mean, they're pretty much broke too. Pretty much. Now, again, we could bounce a little bit. Maybe want to sell it on a little strength. Maybe you want to be long, like a New Zealand yen or something, because I think the Kiwi's going to break down, or Aussie yen. to offset if dollar yen does break 30 pips, and the Aussie goes up 100, or the Kiwi goes up 100, this thing will go up. I think it needs to break out a little bit. But we even saw some of the other ones. The risk on, baby. Look at this pound Aussie. Oh, baby. Can you say shooting star? I sure can. Listen, the stock market's breaking out. Stock market's been going up, and this thing has been grinding higher. And you saw the action today in this thing. I think the only way this thing explodes is if the stock market goes down. I think we make a retest to 150. I think the Aussie goes up. Listen, I'm a bear. I think this Aussie is so freaking overvalued, it's not even funny. I think it deserves to be at 90. But you know what? Not yet. Dollar Canada, really nowhere. We need Dollar Canada to make a move. I think Dollar Canada could come in, certainly par 50, maybe even more. Certainly if we get a little Momo and we break through par 21, we get a little momentum. But certainly I could see us coming down to here. Easy. I want to see it close below par. You might be able to sell the strength, 30, 40 pip strength. I think the S&Ps are going to be strong. I think you look at the S&Ps, we look at the daily now, jumping around a little bit, but nice close, closing strong. And again, check with China first. China numbers are big tonight. I think they might cut rates. Oh, baby. Big call. So, you look at this S&P. We're going to break this whole downtrend here. And that would take us through 1282. Only 6-7 handles from here. And then I think the S&P we're looking at, 1320. Easily 1300. But again, there are storm clouds on the horizon. Obviously, the big question is, do they dissipate? I'm not sure. But certainly there are clear skies for now. But Houston, we got stormy weather coming up in a couple weeks. November 23rd first. And let's just hope, that meteor doesn't hit the earth. When is that sucker supposed to pass through? Tonight, at some point. Dollar Swiss. Little bit of reversal. All the Swiss reversed. I tell you, it hit nice resistance. This thing was 70. The Euro Swiss, though, is the one, I think, to focus on. Short. Cable. Sold off a little bit towards the end of the day. Still think cable's looking good. Looks like it wants to go higher. Certainly 162. And hey, if you measure this move down to 159 from 161.75, 275 pips, we're looking at 63.50. Yep. So this cable, sterling dollar, looks like it wants to go higher. Yeah, it sold off a little bit. But I still like it. But again, I'm going to have this short, oh baby, and then this one too. I love that one too, pound Kiwi. Oh baby. Time to roll over, baby. Risk is on. The market's going up. These things haven't gone anywhere, and the stock market's been rallying the last 2 days, 3 days. So enough. Risk is back on, baby. Got to get long. Aussie, I think got to be long. Time to break out, baby. Let's go for 104.50 tonight. Didn't take out previous day lows, showing nice support. This outside candle is still holding. Doesn't look so pretty, but it's still bullish. And you look at this Kiwi dollar too. We take out 80. You got clear sailing to 80.50. And then you're talking about fib. And that's 80.73, right around there. So to me, let me take a look at now. Let's take a look at some other current. Well, wait, I think I'm missing something. Aussie Kiwi. I want to take a look at that one because I still think that one's short. Came back nicely, unfortunately. I still think it rolls over. But again, if China cuts rates, check with China. Oh boy, to the moon. Aussie to the moon. Big time. I know some of you yen freaks, you love this euro yen. I don't know. I think it goes lower. But the euro looks good. Looking at gold, it did sell off a little bit. Interesting how gold sold off as the stock market rallied. Didn't take out previous day low, but certainly a little bit of reversal. I think gold back and fills a little bit. Made a run, sucked in, took out a lot of the stops at 118, went through it. So, and crude keeps rallying. Look at crude. Gone. Like the wind. Crude's going to do a fib. And this is the Iranian situation. This will go on a par. Let me tell you, China cuts rates. That's bullish for oil too. Again, if you have any questions about any of my services, feel free to email me at info at globalfxllc.com. Team, I'll see you back at 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock. And again, remember, I offer a free trial. And my research is now on forexnews.com. It's a great website. Check it out. They have great mentoring programs, one-on-one, as well as webinars, things that'll teach you to get to a certain level. And then you try my product. 1 week free trial, baby. And again, my website, globalmarketsradio.com. I have a cool dictionary. You can look up you can see some of my terminologies. But markets are going to start to move now. It's time you came over to the dark side, baby. Try me out. 1 week. Andrew Spanton, Global Markets Radio, the only voice you'll ever need, who truly loves to make you money. Twitter, Voice of Forex. Facebook fan page, Voice of Forex. Follow me. I put out some good stuff there.